Welcome to No Stats, where we call it how we see it.
I wish I had a broom up here so bad. Back again with another one.
Yeah, we
Yes,
back.
sir.
Um, and I lost my bet. So before we even get the show started, for those who didn't watch that episode, we made a bet, and Pete said that if the Lakers lost, that I had to take this down and put a picture up of Jokic. This is the best I got, bro. I just put up a
Hey,
Google
he
search.
could have he could have put a fraction of Jokic's jersey up there. I'd have been cool with it.
So here we go.
Take that man down. Take him down, Savage. Take that shit down. Yeah, Yoke. Yeah, Yoke.
Ah.
Yeah, Yoke.
All right, now hurry up so I can put it back. Let's get this episode out the way.
Woo. Bro, oh man, I
Mm.
didn't see a sweep coming, man. I definitely didn't see that. I was even leaning towards Lakers in this series to either come out. My initial pick was Nuggets in seven, but just a piece of me had me feeling that the Lakers could have got this done. And they came up short. Denver was the better team that we
Mhm.
obviously saw that. But what did you see throughout this series against the Nuggets? And what are some of your thoughts on the Lakers going forward into this offseason?
Um, I think you're right. I think the Nuggets were the better team, and you saw that. But none of the games were blowouts. Like the Lakers were in every game. I just think it came down to timely baskets. Like the Nuggets always responded. The Lakers had I don't know if it was game two and game four, but where they were up a little bit, and it seemed like they were going to win that game, and the Nuggets just hit big shots. Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., KCP, Aaron Gordon. They just had more players that hit shots when they needed to hit. Um, they just seemed like the better coach team. It just seemed like they were the team on a mission. Like the Nuggets looked like they were on a mission this year, and I know I didn't give them a lot of credit, and I said they got to prove it to me. Well, they proved it. Knocking out KD and then knocking out LeBron. That's something to say to that. And as far as the Lakers, bro, um, I don't know, man. A part of you want to go. They got this unit together at the All Star break. They figured it out quickly, um, but maybe they overachieved,
Hmm.
right? Because think about it. When we started No Stats, bro, we were talking about the Lakers fighting for the play in. Um, like when you step back, when you take that bird's eye view and you take LeBron off of the Lakers and you look at it, you go, and it's a 7 seed that shouldn't even have been in the playoffs and that got to the Eastern Conference Finals and lost to a 1 seed, a much better team than it looked like all season. But just looking at the momentum, I thought same as you that they would get it done. I thought the momentum would lead them into a different, into that finals, and I didn't think Denver was ready, but they proved that they was ready. Um, as far as that game four, man, I think LeBron left
He
it all
emptied
out
the
there. I think that
tank.
was a phenomenal performance, bro. He was
Empty the tank.
scoring, he was facilitating, he was grabbing rebounds, he was calling plays in the huddle, he was guarding Jokic, he guarded Murray. I remember I texted you on that one possession, he guarded Jamal Murray, and they got
Bro,
to like
he was
24
so
seconds in the game.
tired, bro.
Bro,
He was
bro.
so tired.
Um, but hats off to Denver, man. The Lakers, got to do some things, but maybe we'll talk about that. We'll say that for another episode. But give me your breakdown.
I was gonna chime in when you said about the overachieving, and when you look at this team, when you look back, they started out 2 of 10, having Anthony Davis miss large segments of games throughout the season. LeBron missed a few games down the stretch, and then they make them the midseason trades for this team to get all the way to the Western Conference Finals with
Mm-hmm.
all the things that they had stacked against them. I think that's a success from where they was at. You know what I mean? Like we was talking about
Mm-hmm.
playing. You know me, I didn't even think they was gonna get a 6, 7 seed.
Yeah.
Um, but I think that because of the level and the standard we hold to LeBron, I think that's why you could say it was a down season because we expect this guy to get to the finals every
And
time because that's what we're accustomed to.
Right. And I know. Sorry to cut you off. And like I said,
No,
we're
you're
gonna
all right, bro.
save this LeBron topic for another episode. But is that fair
It's not.
on the grand scheme of things?
It's
Because
not.
I seen it, and this is a little preview, but I seen something, and it said when Jordan went to the Wizards, we didn't hold none of. We don't even bring that up with Jordan. With Magic Johnson, when he came back after the whole age thing, we didn't bring that up. Kobe after 2012, we just act like that didn't exist. Shaq when he went to Boston and Phoenix and all of those, we act like that don't exist. Larry Bird after his back injury, we act like that don't exist. Like, but for some reason, LeBron gets held to this standard, even in year 20 at 38, that you're the best player in the world, you got to win, and if you get swept, it's worse than not going to the playoffs at all. In a Kobe or a Mike standpoint. But that's a topic for another
That's a
episode.
that's the one you
Yeah.
gotta get your
Yeah.
books out, put
Get
your
your notes
specs
out.
on.
Exactly. Exactly.
um, it's
But
it's definitely the standard, bro. What you was gonna say?
I was just gonna jump back in on this Lakers thing. D'Angelo Russell could have been a difference maker
Mm-hmm.
if he would have played well. He played horrible, bro. It was to the point where in that game 4, I was texting you, and I'm like, "Why is
Why
D'Angelo
is he in
Russell
the
in the
game? Because
game?"
I need my 15.
And he
I in the
he
damn
didn't get you,
game.
didn't get you your 15,
Had me
bro.
tight, man.
He underperformed, like crazy, and I expected him to have a big game, and I think that's why you bet that 15. You expected D'Angelo Russell to have a game in that series.
Absolutely,
And the
absolutely.
fact that he didn't hurt them, and I think point guard play really hurt them. And then another thing, I know AD's numbers, and this is the perfect example of why we're here and why no stats exist.
I was just
AD's
about to
numbers
bring it up.
looks like he played well, but he was getting killed. He was getting bullied. He wasn't aggressive outside of game 1. He wasn't shooting a high field goal percentage. He didn't look like a dominant player that everybody paints this picture of AD. So I want to hear your thoughts on that, bro.
Um, you know, I always reference that Anthony Davis to he hasn't done his laundry the whole series. So if you notice out there in the game, he had a lot of weight on his shoulders. Those are bags of dirty laundry that's on his shoulders. When you walking in from the laundry mat and all this shit, that's what he was
That's how
looking
he was
like out there
playing.
after game 1. And not only that, but I also think it was the play of Jokic that I
Mm-hmm.
think took the confidence out of Anthony Davis. And like you said, bro, the numbers looked fine, but the
Mm-hmm.
eye test, Jokic was killing it, dominating this matchup. Dominate. AD presence was
Dominating.
not felt all series except for game 1, and they
Mm-hmm.
still lost.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like I think that this is my last, if I'm the Lakers, this is my last go around with the Anthony Davis project. And I know we're gonna talk about this later on once we do a more in-depth off-season preview.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's something that you look into. I think this season, you can look back and it's like how much longer can you keep going through this with Anthony Davis, especially post 2020?
Mm-hmm.
I think you explore your options after this year. Um, you know, uh, Make sure LeBron and Anthony Davis is locked in. I will re-sign Austin Rivers, re-sign Ruha Chimaro,
Austin
whoever's
Reeves.
expendable, Austin Reeves.
Mm-hmm.
I will re-sign. I will see who's expendable. I know D'Lo's contract. I know Lonnie's up. I forgot the other two guys that is up right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I would try to make a big splash, and try to get either a Kyrie Irving. Um, what you gonna say, bro?
Would you get Kyrie at the expense of losing Austin Reeves?
Absolutely not. Now,
I agree.
If I could protect Austin Reeves, I'm all in on that trade. But I think
Yeah.
you have to get Anthony Davis and LeBron James, or somebody that's they missed Russell Westbrook in this Nugget series. And I know you don't have those complementary pieces of Jared Vanderbilt, Malik Beasley,
Who
but
didn't
you
get
they
no
really even
clock?
played no clock in that series pretty much.
That was crazy.
I think you need a guy, and I know what comes with Russell Westbrook, but I think you need a guy that's gonna go out there and gonna state his dominance. A third guy that's
So
gonna
this is my
state his
question.
dominance.
This is my question though.
Talk to
After the
me,
All
bro.
Star break, after moving off of Russell Westbrook, is when the Lakers made that push. If Russell Westbrook was still a Laker, would they even be in the playoffs? Would we even have this conversation? Right? Because it's nice to say, all right, Lakers made the playoffs and they got to the Western Conference Finals. Would Russell Westbrook have made a difference in the Western Conference Finals? But that was a long journey to get there.
Hmm.
You had to go through Memphis. You had to go through the defending champions. So which Jared Vanderbilt played a huge piece,
He
a huge
definitely
part
did.
in those series. So yeah and no, it's one of those weird. I agree. I
Hmm.
get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. That energy, that guy who can show those flashes of we got to watch out for him because he can give it to us. The respect level that comes with Russell
They didn't
Westbrook. That's
have,
the
bro.
name.
They was missing that, bro. They was missing that
Yeah.
big time. And I
Mm-hmm.
also think too in this series, I think, and we talked about it before. You could finally, you're finally starting to see LeBron's age, and we're not really used to seeing that from a guy of his caliber. Because once again, I'm standing on it, the standards that we hold LeBron to, and he went off in that game 4, but I feel like they needed that type of aggressive LeBron game
Mm-hmm.
1, not
They
game
did.
4 when the back's up against the wall.
Right.
And I think that's where they missed somebody of a Russell Westbrook caliber. Not necessarily his game, but just that mental aspect, being confident, like, yo, I'm here to help LeBron and Anthony Davis out. I'm gonna go
Mm-hmm.
out here, I'm gonna assert my dominance, I'm gonna be that 20 point a game scorer. And
Mm-hmm.
you said it early in the show, that's what D'Lo was supposed to be.
Right.
You had D'Angelo Russell and Dennis Schroeder both playing 30 plus minutes. And I know Schroeder's a defensive guy, but D'Lo with 3 points, Schroeder with 3 points. Like, what the fuck else are
Giving
y'all
you
giving?
nothing
Like,
and
defense
giving
win
up 30
championships, but
something on the
shit,
other
you
side.
come on, bro. You gotta put the damn ball in the basket.
Yeah,
Niggas
and they
up there
weren't
just
playing
running
defense.
track.
And they weren't playing up the defense. I mean, Jamal
Shit.
Murray's making some amazing shots, and better offense is going to be better defense any day of the week. But come on, man, you got to use those 6 fouls or something. Show some effort at
They,
that
wa-
point.
they was
But
out there getting smacked on, man.
on the Anthony Davis point you brought up, listen, bro, I'm at the mindset of you can't have LeBron and AD got their ring. They got their ring, right? And I think this
Mhm.
might be the peak we see them. Not because of their talent, because of their availability. All year we've been waiting for AD to get hurt, right? And we spoke about it. Bron's reaching that age where he don't look that same, right? So Father Time has finally caught up like it does with every other athlete, right? Not performance wise, because the guy did average 28, 10, and 10 in the Western Conference Finals. But as far as, um, he got the foot thing, and he was out at the end of the regular season. He missed time before that. He missed times like these last 3 seasons. So you can't have. I just think that question around the availability of having AD and LeBron on the floor with the supporting cast, right, to build up that chemistry and things like that. Man, I'm gonna believe you get rid of AD. You try to, like you said, be open to options this offseason. The sooner the better. Um, I would try to get rid of him and get us a bona fide star that is going to be available. And
But
then
it's like
you have a
who?
feeling.
Like
I
who's
know.
who's gonna, in the scenario that these Lakers is in, it's like who the fuck is gonna take Anthony Davis right now at this point in his career?
Yeah,
And who
it's going
has
to have to be
the
with an older
who,
guy.
yeah, definitely. And it like the
Dame.
team that he's trading with, see, this is my thing, bro. If you're gonna go and trade Anthony Davis and get Dame, who the fuck is the front court presence down there?
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
feel
That's
like
what
I
I'm
need
thinking.
some,
You got to figure
even if,
that out.
yeah, even if, you know what, bro? I wouldn't even be mad if they threw Dame and Yusef Nurkic um in a trade like that revolved around Anthony Davis. Now, I know he's nowhere near the defensive guy that Anthony Davis is. And I think you could probably plug in vets around him, get a four guy out there. If PJ Tucker was available, you bring in somebody like him.
Hmm.
Even could throw Vanderbilt down at the 4 slot, LeBron back up to the 3, and have Nurkic down there.
Or start
And then
Roy.
have Dame or Roy, and then have
Hmm.
Dame and Reeves in the backcourt. That's very interesting. But I would definitely need to get at least half Anthony Davis back if I trade him.
Yeah,
At least you got to at least be able to give me like 15 and like 8 on that side,
yeah,
and
yeah. And you
provide
losing
some
a
type
lot
of
of
defense.
defense.
Yeah, you so it definitely it definitely has to make sense, but I wouldn't turn a dead eye to it. I would definitely be open and
Hmm.
exploring what I can do, even if it's something that could keep us sustained and also having us play into the future too, post LeBron, which I think they're
Right.
gonna have to start getting ready for.
I think Brook Lopez is a free agent. If
I've
you
been
could
seeing
bring
his name
on
pop up
Brook,
too.
if you could
Mm.
get trade AD for Dame and you can have Brook, would that change your mind?
I like it. Brook can stretch that floor a little bit more.
And he could play.
Not
He showed this year he still got some defense left in the tank.
dude, bro, from the second and defensive player, Brook Lopez,
Yeah.
like crazy, be crazy.
Bro. Last thing I want to bring up. Last thing I want to bring up because I seen this on Colin Coward, the Herd. Um,
Shout out
you
Colin,
know that's my
man.
show. Yeah, that's my show. Um, he brought up the idea of LeBron going to the Warriors. Hear me out. This was the trade idea, bro. And apparently he brought this up yesterday, and apparently today, a new some sports paper wrote about it and said both sides have mutual interest. This was the trade. It was supposed to be LeBron. Well, hypothetically, it was LeBron for Jordan Poole, Kuminga, and Andrew Wiggins. They were saying he was saying if you're the Lakers, you get control of your franchise back, right? Because you don't have that pressure of we gotta put stuff around LeBron before he wants to leave, right?
Hmm.
So you get control of your franchise back and you get some young players. You get Jordan Poole, as long as nobody punch him in his mouth, he'll be all right. And he could be a scorer. You get to keep Austin Reeves. So you got Jordan Poole, you got Austin Reeves. You get Andrew Wiggins. You get Kuminga, another young guy. So you get a lot of young pieces. You can kind of take that next step with the franchise. And you get to keep AD, right? So you still got AD. And he said the Warriors seem like they're ready to win now and they don't care about the future. And they proved that by getting rid of James Wiseman. Kuminga played no minutes. Kuminga's minutes shot. So they don't really look like they're on a Steph clock. You know, Steph is still playing phenomenal, but he's another aging superstar, right? So he said you go into next year with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, LeBron James, Draymond Green, and Kevin Looney.
I don't
I had to
fucking
throw that
know
out
about
there,
that. I
bro.
like the yo. I love the Warriors side of this. I mean, I love the Lakers side of this, but the Warriors
Hmm.
giving up Kuminga and Wiggins. I don't know. I And hear me out. I feel like the Warriors missed Wiseman, even though it was like fucking a walking coconut with arms and legs. Fucking Jameis Wiseman is fucking
Yeah.
IQ shot. Um, but I just
But
the fit of
these guys don't get ticked. Kaminga, Moody, like these guys aren't in the playoffs. They aren't getting burned, right? Because you don't want
mhm,
these young guys to jeopardize the Steph Curry era. Like you have to do what you have to do right now while you have Steph Curry. This is when it's all said and
absolutely.
done, he's definitely going to be a top 10 player. It's not going to be negotiable. Um, so you have to do what you have to do now and figure the rest out later. I'm of that
You,
mindset.
you know what it's giving me? It's giving me it's giving me '04 Laker vibes.
With Karl Malone.
That's the vibes it's giving me. It
See,
looks it
but
looks good.
Brian is can give you more than them than
Yeah.
old Gary Payton or old Karl Malone, and he don't have to shoot threes like he was missing. Colin Coward was saying this. He was missing all these threes. You know, everybody was talking about the shooting problems. He don't even have to do that. He don't even have
Nah,
to shoot
that's
threes. He got Curry and Clay,
he
and
do.
you know
It's
everybody gonna look at it a certain way because he went to Golden
it's
State and
definitely
if he
it's
wins,
definitely interesting. It's definitely interesting. I don't think
I had to
Bron
bring
does
it
it on
up.
his behalf. Um, but ugh, that gives
And
me
he's
my
been how many times he said he want to play with Steph Curry?
he gonna eventually get his ass over there, or he's gonna eventually get Curry to come over to the Lakers, which
You think
Curry
so?
homegrown Golden State Warrior. He ain't going nowhere, man.